All right, what's going on YouTube? Um, Been about a year since I've made a video and posted on here. I don't know, I've got so many things going on. I kind of got away from making videos and uh, just all the things going on in life with kids and family, trips, COVID, everything else. But I wanted to make a video because the tank has gone through a lot of changes. If you've watched my videos before, you should pick up on the scape itself being completely changed. So I basically, bear with me, I don't have my stand, I'm just holding the phone. Hopefully it's pretty steady. Basically what happened, I posted or made one video that I'd gotten verminted snails, and they basically took over the tank, and I couldn't find anything to get rid of them whatsoever. I bought 25 bumblebee snails, put those in the tank. I tried a wrasse, which for a little while I was leaving the lid off the tank, and the wrasse actually jumped out and perished. But yeah, all my rocks were covered with them. Everything was covered. They were on the power heads, like just everywhere, all in the skimmer. So basically what I did, I captured all my livestock, put them in a separate tank. I took all the rock out, I took all the sand out, I emptied everything out of the skimmer, and then I filled the tank up with water, and I added citric acid to it at pretty much the same dose they use or recommend to clean pumps. I read some forums and talked to some people, and everybody said that it would be safe for the seals to the tank and all that. So I went that route because I really didn't know what else would kill them. I did citric acid. I drained the entire tank. I filled it back up with fresh water. I drained it again, and then I filled it up, and then I put, just as another cleaner or precaution, I added a bunch of coral dip. Just to, I was sure the citric acid would probably kill everything in there, but just as another means of making sure I got everything, I added that. Drained it and filled it up twice again. Then topped it off with fresh salt water. I put new sand in it, which I got the Ocean Direct that has some bacteria to it. And then I bought all new rock as well. I cleaned everything else thoroughly and got it all back together. The separate tank that I had set up was just a small 40-gallon breeder. So housing all the fish, it basically, the ammonia and all just built up too fast in it, so I was having to do daily water changes on it. So I didn't want to keep them in there any longer than had to. So which I had filled it full of water from the tank originally. And even when I drained the water over into buckets to carry to that tank, I ran it through a filter sock, just hoping that it would pick up any kind of like eggs or anything else I might have missed that might have been somehow in the water column. So then I transferred water from the 40-gallon back in here and then filled it up, the rest of the way with fresh salt water. So I've pretty much redone this entire tank. So if we look closer, I know it's a lot of blue and I don't have a lens filter on here. I'll show you a little bit closer. We're getting some of the detritus and some of the ugly brown stage again. So basically after this tank's been running, for a couple of years now, I guess. Basically we're starting all over. for the most part, and I'm cycling it again. I basically, all the SPS frags that I had in the tank, I just cut them and saved a piece of each of them, and I put a piece of each of them back into this tank. Now, with it cycling and basically being a new tank again, you know, the alkalinity isn't overly stable right now. It's pretty stable, but it's not like it was. I'm making adjustments, getting things back how they were, the parameters and everything. I am hoping that the corals that I took from the old scape and saved, I actually coral dipped all of them again just to make sure. And they're not on plugs or anything like that, so there's nothing that could be transferred that I know of. I'm hoping all of them survive. If not, then, you know, that's just going to be one of those things. I hate to lose anything, but I didn't know of another way to get rid of the fermented snails, so I just basically did a complete reboot. So anyway, this is my new aquascape. It looks like it's all stacked, but there's a lot of openings and gaps in it. So I don't like those NSA scapes or whatever. I like it more made for a habitat that fish can hide. Now, you know, I do want flow everywhere I can get it, but I mean, if I need to, I'll add more pumps. But I like the look of this better. Like, I've been scuba diving over reefs, and when I've done that, I mean, it doesn't look like the negative whatever scaping. I mean, it looks like just piles of rock, and then large amounts of sand around it. Almost looks kind of like islands and all. So this is what I kind of ended up with. I've made a lot of other changes to the tank. If you've watched my channel at all before, you can see all the different equipment I've tried. I've done, gosh, algae scrubber, macroalgae reactors. I've done different types of carbon reactors. I've done kalkwasser dosing. I've tried a little bit of everything. UV sterilizers, I've had those. I've had the Neuro 3 and 5 wave makers. And I've basically ended up now with running the Kessels, and I've got the Vortec MP40s. And I'm back to just 2-part dosing. So anyway, after this whole reboot, this is back and what I have, and I'm gonna stand up and I'll get a closer look here and show you a closer view of what the tank's looking like. I've lost a couple fish, but I still have most of them. And in doing this reboot, the other purple tang that I have that both of these tangs were picking on, I was able to get it out and save it and give it to someone else, so that's a good thing too. But anyway, I do have some other equipment that I'm gonna do another video and talk about some, just because there's been so many changes, and as I've looked for videos about some of the new stuff I'm trying out, I haven't found a lot of current videos, and I haven't found YouTube videos covering everything and all the information I want about the equipment that I'm adding. So I think, you know, for that reason, I think I'm going to do a couple of other videos. Now I'm going to do a different format. I'm not going to spend as much time on them. I'm not going to do like editing and stuff like that. I'm basically just going to record them and post them to the channel, and, you know, hopefully some people will get some information out of them and enjoy them. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me get up closer. So this is what I've kind of got. The only reason I originally didn't put the rocks out at the corners, I just had the huge kind of island in the middle. But my MP40s were kind of blowing sand around. So that's kind of helped with that. And as you can see, I've got a lot of little, they will come up and think they're being fed. I have a lot of caves and crevices and things like that now. The SPS that I still have, I've got the blue, green, and red Monopora digitatas. I can't remember what the rest of these guys are called. All of them look like they're doing well, except maybe that one. And maybe the blue Oregon torch. Hadn't really seen any. It just doesn't look like it was, or doesn't look as good as it was doing. So I don't know. I don't know if those guys will make it or not, but we'll see. Hope they do. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna spend as much time and promise I'm putting out videos all the time, but I am gonna do some more videos and talk about some of the hardware changes and the new things I'm gonna be trying out. But anyway, thanks for watching.